Scott Farrar è il supervisore degli effetti visivi delle Industrial Light and Magic per il film Transformers. Laureatosi alla scuola di cinema della UCLA e subito dopo alla scuola di specializzazione, Farrar ha iniziato la sua carriera come direttore della fotografia per piccole compagnie. La sua esperienza nel campo lo rende la persona di riferimento per un'enorme varietà di effetti speciali.
I think the hardest shot or sequence that we did in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen incorporated, if you remember, Devastator. He came near the end. He was this gigantic robot made of 6 different gigantic earth-moving pieces of equipment. And he was destroying the pyramid. And the hardest sequence, I think, in the movie was the fact that he was so big, made of so many polygons, and then we had over 1 million blocks to pull apart on the pyramid. And it was in IMAX. An IMAX film frame is 8 times larger than a normal film frame. So that's 8 times more resolution, 8 times more render time. It's a big deal, very difficult. Technically, the hardest challenge was, now we're doing a film that's not IMAX, but it's okay, I got to put the question in, yeah, okay. I think the most difficult shot or sequence in Dark of the Moon, number 3, was when Colossus, the giant worm, wraps around the building and crushes the building, and the building starts to tip over. We had to render everything so it would reflect the environment we use Mental Ray, which is a computer graphics program so that everything reflects it correctly. And just to do one eye, the right eye, would take 6 or 7 days of processing time. And if that worked, and it didn't work every time, then we have to do the other eye. That's 2 eyes. And then we had about 42 shots like that. So it takes months to get all those shots done in time. So we're always like, the movie's coming out pretty soon, we better hurry. In 1975, a friend of mine that was working on another science fiction film, I was too, invited me over to see this new motion control system. They were actually working on Star Wars. I was so excited because I had never seen anything like it. And I was doing a science fiction film where you just control motors and it's all live and you couldn't record it. So you'd get it wrong most of the time. So I said to myself, I really want to do this. So I talked to my friends and I started doing that. Well, what's interesting about the evolution of what I call photochemical days, that's when we shot on a motion control camera, and then everything was printed on film and it went to an optical printer. Now we do it all in the computer. We shoot film, yes, but we create things in the computer, and then it all gets put together not on an optical printer, but instead inside the computer. What's different? It's better and cleaner. You don't have matte lines anymore. But all the same systems that we use we use joysticks to control curves of motors and so forth. It's exactly the same thing. It's a spline curve, and it's exactly the same thing for animation or cameras that move, that are virtual cameras in the computer. It's all the same stuff. It's very interesting.